FP at the games. We're at the Wanda Metropolitano for a big European game. It's Atletico Madrid against Juventus. The Calderon was great. What's the Wanda going to be like on a big European night? Let's have a look. For a massive game here at the Wanda tonight. Obviously, it is probably the biggest Champions League game that has been played in this stadium so far. Obviously, the biggest one of all is going to be played at the end of the season. Looking back over Atletico's results in the Champions League, obviously they lost their first Champions League game in this stadium, didn't they, to Chelsea last season?
With the goal scored by Wanda Metropolitano,
who is now playing for them.
He described that as destiny.
Yeah.
I don't think he said that at the time.
I don't think it was destiny. But if you look, I mean, obviously last season they had a catastrophic Champions League campaign going out in the group stages. They've done better this season, obviously getting to the knockout rounds. But it feels like they need a big result in Europe to kind of christen this stadium.
Yeah, and I think there was a sense of that last year against Arsenal. That was their big occasion. That was their big European night. A lot of excitement, but of course it was in the other competition. The competition that Gabby himself had said, well, the night they were knocked out of the Champions League, he said, right now the Europa League feels like shit to us. Obviously this is much bigger.
Whose plaque do we think this is? Give you a clue. Two bottles of whiskey, one empty, the other one almost empty. They're going to have a good time tonight. So obviously when I came here the first time, it feels a bit like the Emirates. If you've ever been to the Emirates, it feels like that really big, nice stadium concourse around. But this is not like the Emirates. There's not people just drinking beer everywhere. There's another bottle of whiskey there. It's a magical cigarette being smoked. Keep us time, usually during the game. Starting early. This basically reminds me a little bit of my year abroad in Granada. We used to just drink on the streets every Friday night. This is what everyone's doing here. You bring your own booze, you stand outside with your mates and you have a drink. The white tent. Right, so what have we learned from being pre-match at the Wanda ahead of a really big Champions League game? Well, it's a beautiful kind of corporate stadium, and I'm sure it's going to host the Champions League final absolutely brilliantly. It's actually perfect for a Champions League final. It's quite funny being here with Atletico Madrid fans, obviously before a big game. They're basically doing exactly what they used to do at the Calderon, but instead they're doing it here outside this huge, lavish stadium. So it's quite funny to see that, and it's good to see as well. So they're just getting on with it. Let's see if they're back here come June.